Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Jessica Blum here in the 1011 streaming studio on behalf of the Severe Weather Center. I want to wish you a beautiful Tuesday afternoon on this Veterans Day as we're experiencing some warm temperatures, and that is set to continue through the end of this week, which will bring us into the middle portions of November. High temperatures so far for Tuesday have been running quite warm in south central Nebraska. Not quite to 70 degrees yet here in Lincoln for a high. We may, like yesterday, we didn't get quite to 40 degrees, may not get to 70 degrees. That's the difference we're talking about today, though. Some 30 degrees across the areas. You look at south central Nebraska, running in the lower, if not almost the middle 70s. Look at Lexington at 74 degrees for a high temperature so far at this point, just past 3 o'clock this afternoon on November 11th. Your 5-day forecast, talking about that trend into the middle of the month, we are going to see 60s and 70s for several days, and that's above average. We should be in the lower 50s at this time of the year. Far from it, though, for those that love warmer temperatures at this time of the year. Closing in on almost 70 degrees, I think, again by Thursday after taking a little bit of a dip tomorrow. And then temperatures will warm up to the lower 70s on Friday. And then our precipitation chances really by the weekend have dwindled as well, even though temperatures, I think, will fall back to the 50s and eventually 40s leading into early next week. So our cold snap didn't last all that long from this past weekend into early this week. The sun's been shining, just a few high clouds to complement the view of the sun, as you can see it beaming there at right here in Lincoln, really, from our Skyview camera. Beautiful view up in Omaha, as well as over toward North Platte, with a lot of blue sky to be seen at this point in the afternoon as well. Current conditions, both here at the studio and at the airport here in Lincoln, are at 69 degrees. Nice to know that there isn't a wind chill to talk about at this time of the day like we did yesterday. Temperatures at this time yesterday were in the 30s, and we had a wind chill in the 20s. So a far cry from that here this afternoon. There's a northwest breeze, though, at about 10 miles per hour is all. But I've seen a lot of people out and about getting in a good walk, maybe some yard work today, later tonight. Not a bad day to do it. Not a bad stretch of weather to do any of those things. And I kind of briefly mentioned yesterday, a good week to get Christmas lights up. Even if you're not going to turn them on right away and wait until after Thanksgiving, maybe taking the opportunity to do it while the weather is nice. The dew point has come up a little bit more. It's now in the 30s compared to the teens it was in yesterday. Looking at temperatures across Lincoln, a lot of us are in the upper 60s. A couple of us are in the 70s looking at the northeast side of town. But 68, 69 is a pretty common number across the Lincoln Metro. And then temperatures, as you can see, as of 3 o'clock, aren't too far off from where those high temperatures were that I just showed you for the day. Some of us slipping a little bit. As you see, Lexington's fallen to 73 degrees, but still very comfortable in and around southern Nebraska in those 70s. And I wanted to point out how stark the difference is compared to 24 hours ago, compared to this time yesterday. A lot of, really the entire state is above where they were at this time yesterday by some 10 to 15 degrees, if not way more than that. Especially in central and eastern Nebraska, we're running some 30 to almost 35 degrees warmer than at this point yesterday. So quite the turnaround, quite the rebound to see the warmer temperatures within a day. We're not building. It wasn't a slow buildup to these warmer temperatures this week. Really right here by Tuesday after the cold day we had on Monday to start out the work week. But there's a look at the winds across the state. They are to the north and northwest, anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles per hour for a lot of us. Maybe sustained closer to almost 20 miles per hour in north central Nebraska as you look toward Valentine and Ainsworth. And as we look at the wind gusts, they aren't too much higher in southeast Nebraska, but occasionally they are between about 25 and 35 miles per hour in north central Nebraska. Satellite radar has been very quiet, just a few clouds floating in from the north and west, along with this upper level pattern, but a lot of sunshine to be seen across the state, and that, with the warmer temperatures, is set to continue for quite a while. Looking at pretty sun-filled days in the days to come, but no precipitation to be seen. Even as we talk about more disturbances trying to move in through the end of this week, they're trending drier, so the chance for precipitation, and measurable precipitation at that, is really dropping as we get closer to the weekend, as we look at some of the trends in the models as well. But just to take you through the rest of your Tuesday and into Wednesday for any plans, again, what few clouds are out there now are going to continue to drift to the south and east. Will be mostly clear tonight. I will mention, we've kind of been looking at this. I know meteorologist Bill Rentschler's been looking at this for fun because the weather's quiet. There has been a good outlook for northern lights to be seen. maybe not tonight, maybe the better chance is tomorrow night, but that can be something fun to go out and look at once the sun goes down. We're dark for a while and look toward the north and try to capture some of those northern lights, because we've had some good opportunities in the last year or so, and maybe tonight, if not especially tomorrow night, maybe getting the opportunity to look at those once again, especially with the clear skies. But as you look throughout Wednesday, we're waking up to a lot of sunshine, a few more clouds entering in from Wyoming into the Panhandle to start out the day, but still a lot of sunshine. I think these will still be a lot of the high cloud type that'll filter some sun, but still a lot of sunshine making it through to the ground. And so we'll still be able to warm up to the 60s, I think, tomorrow, after morning temperatures will drop to the 30s for lows, right around freezing. Some in the upper 20s as you look towards southwestern Nebraska. North Platte, Ogallala, we've got lows down to about 28 degrees, but everyone else is around freezing within a degree or two. And then forecasted highs for Wednesday afternoon do get knocked back a few pegs. We will be warming to about the middle and upper 60s. Those that were in the lower and middle 70s today. Yes, everyone kind of slightly cooler tomorrow, but still above average for this time of the year. And then forecasted low temperatures into Thursday morning are going to be a lot milder, really across the board. 30s and 40s for a change. And then I think even Friday morning will start out pretty warm as well. But as we look at the rest of this week, Thursday afternoon, around 70 or close to it in eastern Nebraska, definitely pushing into the lower and middle 70s from about Valentine, Thedford, down toward McCook and west into the higher elevation. But yeah, the next 7 days look very pleasant for us here at home for your Lincoln 7-day. We have deemed Friday a top 10-11 day because the wind should be fairly light. We should see plenty of sunshine, and those mild temperatures in the lower 70s will be quite comfortable. We did knock Saturday down just a couple degrees. Upper 60s will still be warm for this time of the year, but then you'll see temperatures fall to the 50s and 40s by the end of this weekend, and we'll have maybe a better chance for some precipitation leaning toward early next week now, but still a lot of details to be worked out, as the confidence is pretty low at this point in any weekend precipitation. But maybe toward Monday we're going to be looking at some of that potential. But for now, that's been what we're looking at over the next several days. Still fairly quiet, and I think we'll take that into the middle of November. No chances for any widespread rain really across the state, but we'll look at maybe our next chance by the end of the weekend and into early next week. That'll do it for your forecast this Tuesday afternoon. And our latest update, of course, you can get the latest forecast at our 1011 weather app, as well as online, our 1011now.com website. But until next time, we hope you have a great rest of your afternoon and evening this Veterans Day.